Hello, Mr. Grover. I'm making this video for you to show you what Hugo called the blue streamline, and I went to go talk to Building and Safety at Lancaster, and I misinterpreted something, and Hugo corrected me that the 800 square inches of holes for the garage is a requirement because of fish and game. It has nothing to do with low impact development, LID. It has everything to do with a supposed stream. And what I did, I got a blue cord and I ran the blue cord approximately through, it actually intersects part of my house or my porch. And as you can see, there's no stream, Mr. Grover. There is no stream at all. We just had like 3 inches of rain up here a couple days ago. And if there was any chance of a stream at all, you would know it. You would see some evidence of it. And this is where, so here's the stream. I'll walk the stream with you. And you can see, even though we had a lot of rain, and I'll go to my gate, which is probably about maybe 10 feet lower, way over there. And I'll show you that water did flow way down there, but not up here. So, number one, I would like the blue streamline moved to near the gate, which gets it way out of the way of the garage. Or Hugo brought up something else. This garage here that I have, it's a carport. It has it's open on both ends. So there's 25 feet open on both ends. That's 50 feet total. And if you calculate that with, you turn feet into inches by multiplying by 12, and you consider maybe 2 inches, which is totally open, but that gives you 1,200 inches with both sides open. So that more than meets my 800 square inches, just as the garage is as it was purchased and what it's being used for. It's basically going to be used like to cover my four-wheel ATV, which I try to prevent. The ultraviolet is very, very strong up here, and I'm trying to protect my vehicles and also my car and my cargo van. If I leave these out here for more than a few years, it's going to damage the paint job. So that's what this is for. It's a carport. I don't have the front or the rear end. That isn't in the packing order at all, but this is the corrugated steel garage, and I found 2 companies so far, I'm sure there's more, that will do a snow load calculation for this garage. There's one guy, one firm on Avenue K12, just right in back, just a little bit to the north of Lancaster, that the guy has done these before, and he asked me, well, how wide are the panels? And I told him, well, they're 2 feet wide. And he says, oh, well, I just did, are they corrugated? I said, yes. It's a Quonset hut, yes. He did one of these for Tehachapi, which I think is Kern County. And he says, he already has that as a baseline. So he looks like the most likely candidate. Plus, he's very close to Building and Safety in Lancaster. But it's like a erector set sort of garage, and he did exactly this one. I don't remember exactly how wide the one in Tehachapi was, but he's probably the guy I'll use. But Hugo said I have to redesign the foundation so that I can have the stem walls up and holes in the stem walls and then the arch. And here's what I'm begging for, is that once you see with real hard evidence that there is no blue stream, that there aren't going to be any fish and, or any game of any sort, and I've got a blue line just to show this because it's a blue line. This is an old Franklin stove I had. It weighs like 600 pounds. I have to find someone to come pick it up and throw it away. But, so this is the supposed blue stream. There is no blue stream. And it just rained here. It rained, and I'll show you, I'll walk you down to my gate over there, and I'll show you where some water did run, but it doesn't run through here. There's no blue stream here. And so there's a couple ways out. Let's make the blue stream out near the gate so that it doesn't affect my garage. Or I just use both ends of the garage, which are open, which gives me 800 square inches. Then no redesign is required on the foundation. And I'll get you the snow load and the calcs on that. I have 2 engineers for that. But this blue stream thing, I mean, here's the physical evidence for you. I mean, literally, there is no blue stream. It doesn't exist. And basing requirements for a building on fictional parameters is just, to me, it's just unforgivable, unthinkable. And I'm sure that my friend Bill Guild would agree with me that, and I didn't know until I talked to Hugo, it really is, it's this fictional blue stream, which there's no evidence of it at all. And what I could show you evidence of, some water running is down there, and let me go show you that. Okay, Mr. Grover, I picked up here at my gate, and there's my house over there, and then the garage would be where that first brown shed is. And this is, I live off a alimony truck trail. You can see it goes up that way. This is a friend and neighbor. His name's Rancher Chuck, and they actually own this property. They own part of my gate. My property line doesn't start until just a little bit after that wellhead. My property line starts just to the west of that. So I really don't even own the gate. I mean, Rancher Chuck was nice enough to let me put it in, but that's on his property. And that's where, if there was any kind of water flow at all, it's because that's quite a bit higher. That's probably 8 feet, 4 to 8 feet higher. This is where water flows, and I have the great advantage that a couple days ago we had a pretty heavy downfall. I'd say maybe 4 inches of rain. And you can see how water, not much, but it puddled up a little bit here. But you can see that the water, now look at this is some pretty, I wouldn't call it heavy damage, but it flows this way quite a bit. The water actually flows along Alimony Truck Trail, and it flows down that way it flows along the trail. So, you know, if we're going to be honest for the fish and the game, if there was anything, this would be it, of what little there is, and obviously there's no fish. So if there was a real true blue line, and we want to be really true blue, you know, to the truth, not a fiction, this might be considered a blue line, and it's not even on my property. Way over there, I'm very high. Well, it's higher. That's why it puddles down here. And so what I submit to you is, number one, we use both ends of the garage, 25 feet wide, a total of 1,200 square inches if you use 2 inches as because it's open on both sides. So that, number one, I don't need the stem walls. Number two, way of getting out of the stem walls, make this the blue line. This is hard factual evidence that I could put my hand on a Bible and I could swear to God Almighty in a courtroom that this is the blue line if there ever was one. And so that's my plea to you and those in the building and safety department, that I don't need to redesign the foundation. I will get you the snow calcs. I will get that. I have 2 firms now. One guy has done the exact same garage up in Tehachapi. So that I can get you, but as far as this modification of the stem, you know, making a large stem wall, and because of a blue line for fish and game, I'm hoping that this video is enough to convince you and those at Building and Safety that the blue line way up there, that's a fiction. It's a pure fiction. Water never flows there, and water just flowed, as you can see, 2 days ago. It's quite muddy still, but the soil is very porous, and it sinks in very well, And you can see very little puddling down there. So if there was a blue line of any kind that would impact Fish and Game, it flows right along Alimony Truck Trail. It doesn't flow up there. So that's my argument to you, because I don't have a lot of time left. I have until the end of the month, unless you want to give me another week or two. But I'm running out of time. I have to pay the fire department $700. I have to pay the fuel mod calc, which is probably like, $600. That's $1,300. And so that's a lot of money. Redesigning the foundation, I can only imagine, is thousands upon thousands of dollars. So keep the foundation the way it is. Make it 24 inches deep, not 12. And move forward, and I'll get you the snow load calcs, and be done with it. I hope this convinces you, and I hope you can show this to Hugo too. The true blue line is really along Alimony Truck Trail. It's not even on my property. So that's my evidence for you, my physical evidence. I hope we can talk more about this by phone, and I will talk to Hugo again on Thursday instead of today, which is Tuesday, February the 2nd. Thank you.